Hey everybody, we're playing the Banner Saga. I'm going to run through the entire trilogy. See how far we get on this stream. Keep going to the end of the third one. So if you don't know what this game is, it's an RPG. This will explain to you. The words on the screen. Gods are dead. In their wake, man and giants survived through a tenacious alliance, driving black destroyers called the Dredge deep into the northern wood. Now is an era of growth and trade. Life goes on. Yeah, so the gods are dead. There's this big bad enemy called the Dredge. Pretty scary dudes. Big black armored giants. Pretty scary stuff.
Að sjá dreggjan á ferli neðan vor. It has been several long months on the road. The first signs of snowfall accost us on our approach to Strand, largest of the trade cities on the Varl human borders, and our last collection before returning to the capital. Several days ago, the sun simply came to a stop in the sky. Though during these long winter days, none of us can be certain how long it has been this way. Some of the men in the caravan have taken it as a dire omen. I am not quick to superstition, but I myself will be glad to be done with this year's rounds. We have been warned by stranded travelers about brigands on the path through Ridgehorn, our road home. Our captain seems unconcerned. Perhaps he is as eager as I to be done here. We will rest here this day and inquire further when we speak to the governor.
So these giant guys are the Varl. From what I understand, it's an entirely male race of giants with horns. So there's no way for them to reproduce. Alright, looks like we're fighting those brigands he was talking about. Typing is... As you can tell, that was not English. Yeah, so, we just arrived here. The chieftain in red and his men are now looking at a tougher fight than they bargained for. Yeah, so this chieftain here, trying to kill, I assume, the other chieftain. I need to read through the tutorial stuff, I understand what I'm doing. We're gonna move up here. We are gonna giant slice this dude. So there's two different systems. Or not systems, but attributes. There's strength, which determines their damage and their health. When all your strength is gone, you basically die or fall unconscious, vice versa. And then armor, which defends you against getting hurt on your strength. What we're gonna do is do this. Stab him through the chest. Gonna fall. That guy's got like midget arms. A little funky. The art style is really interesting though, in all earnest. So it's a turn-based system. So unless you kill all enemies but one, we will always go every other turn. So it'll go the enemy and then us. This guy has a cool move called the Tempest. I'm gonna make us do here. Slice. You take down 2 enemies at once. Although most enemies aren't gonna be as easy as this because the Dredge are our main enemy, not these humans. This is like a willpower thing. You can do more damage if you click on it. Our renown grows. Renown is like money, but it also determines leveling up your character.
Like a rabid wolf, that one. How did it come to this? We fool ourselves believing that peace will last. My grandfather built all this from a poor fishing village, you know. He watched the gods die, watched the chaos that followed, watched man and Varl slaughter each other, even before the dreads arose. All we've done is traded one struggle for another. Now that there are no more dreads to war against, we war against ourselves. This chieftain meant to kill me, and he's not the first. A dozen families in the city would gladly take my chair. This one had men waylaying merchants, both north and south of the city, strangling trade, quite well, I would add, though he denied it to his last. This sort of wolf doesn't stop biting because the head is cut off. It just grows a new head. I am in a bad way, my friend. Help me finish this fight, and I'll gladly send you on your way with double our king's tithe. Take any men you need. They're loyal. I promise you that. They will meet you down in the proving grounds.
So we're going to help this chieftain out with this issue, and he's going to basically give us more taxes. Always appreciated. So the Varl here are collecting taxes for their king. So we're playing glorified tax collectors right now. You were approached by a familiar man who walks in, step you as you're leaving the Great Hall. He cuts to the chase. Eric, steward of Strand. Manage the governor's business. Ubin, isn't it? I'm just here for the tithe. What do you want? Well, his name is Ubin. Option. The governor tells me you'll be giving us a hand. What did you have in mind? Scoffings? That you didn't hack up in the Great Hall? Scattered after you took out their chieftain. The governor just wants to make sure they stay down. I was hoping you'd join me. Marketplace by the docks. If there's anyone left to worry about, I know who can tell us. We're going to find our informant. If I remember correctly, he is a fishmonger. We're going to visit the market. Let me handle this. You meander through rows of open-face houses and eroded stalls. Colored canvases flap on a briny current. One man in particular blanches as you... Never heard that word before. Bad. Not in the mood today. For what? For talking to an idiot. Damn. Scoffling's chieftain bled out about an hour ago, had. So when you tell me what rat anus the rest of them crawled back into, nobody's going to try to kill you this time. Wow, rat anus. I don't talk to. They don't talk to me. Eric needs some help here. I don't have the patience for this. Say nothing. I'm gonna ask him if he needs help. I had a change of heart. I hope you do give us a hard time. Had sweats visibly, fumbling with some dirty trinkets on the table. Wait, just buy one of these. If everyone thinks I'm getting worked over every week, how am I supposed to know much? Just a little food money, eh? I am. You toss a silver of silver on the table. Both men look at you with surprise. Ad gestures meekly to a variety of junk from his stall. Take whatever you like. Only thing I'd like is the name of a place. Nobleman up by the east wall. But that was a month ago, last I know. Ad skulks away with a wave of Eric's hand, gathering things from his hovel, disappearing for a while until the blows over. Figure. The bodyguard steps forward. Are we done here? says Gunolf. Ubin. Gunolf. You wearing green back at the Great Hall? No. Just bought him while you were walking around. Why? You look like a frog. No reason. They look good. They look good. Glad you care. These two obviously have a thing with each other. In the dialogue we chose. Gunolf goes off to look at more stalls. Eric, that man of yours seems unreliable at best. Blind dog wouldn't trust Had, but he used to be scoffling. They're licking their wounds, they've probably gone to the old haunts, not new ones. Nobleman is a mead hall? Best I can tell, the name's ironic. Listen, I know a guy who would love to put a few of these skulls in the ground. I'm going to find him, meet you there. What's this place? After this I'm done here, we have an approach of some sort. What a luxury. Come on, you've already mopped up worse today. Just make sure the governor remembers his promise. Double the usual tithe. I'll remind him. Tithe is a tax for that don't know. That you pay your liege lord or king. We're gonna go to the mead house. Let's get this. You arrive in the front of what must be nobleman. A few minutes later, Eric appears with a weather-beaten man induced as Valgard. I'll point them out, Eric says, over his shoulder. Ready? So one thing you may notice, the soundtrack to this game is like, it's kind of like it's got a very Viking feel to it for what the game is. Norse kind of ish. It's very fitting, and I like it so much. Very much suggest you go look up the soundtrack and listen to it off time. Let's get this over with. That's the spirit, says Valgard. Okay, here we go. Valgard boots the front door open, so hard it won't close again. Without repair. As you enter the hall, Eric is already at the head of a table. Axe drawn. Wide-eyed, drunken scofflings scramble to find their own weapons, turning tables and mead steins in the process. So if you haven't noticed, the old Varl, the giant dude with horns, hasn't been in combat. In fact, he stands back here. This guy is not a combatant, but yet we are playing as him. You'll see us switch from multiple characters in the series through the different games. We're in the positioning mode. Since they're all on this side, I figure we position that way too. Now, I think the best positioning for our men, although it's not that important, fight is just easy. This. Him right there. Varl. Man, Varl. That is a good mixture. What abilities does this guy have? Got Stonewall. So putting him at the front here might not hurt us. We're gonna do that. He blocks 3 damage and he's got a lot of armor. So I'm not worried about him taking a lot. Let's move our friend here behind him. He can rally. This gives willpower. We're not going to expend that yet. We're just going to end his turn. It's not that good early. So we can get a early damage here with Mr. Shield Banger here. I don't actually know his name. I'm going to try and do some extra damage because the less strength they have, the more damage that they can't do. Now, a big thing here that will become important later, but isn't really now because we're fighting humans with Varl, is essentially we're going to fight the Dredge, which have a lot more armor than humans. So eventually we're going to hit the armor, but for now it doesn't exactly matter too much. Not that scary. I think right now I'm going to show you guys a cool move in about a second here. We're going to rally this guy. We're going to try and Tempest a whole group, depending on where that guy moves. That limits us a little bit, but we're still okay. Since we're going to Tempest them, I'm going to hit this guy first. Well, we can Tempest 2 of them. I was hoping we'd get more. This should do quite well. So a beautiful swing takes out 2. Oh, it got 3 of them. Yeah, no, that's good. So we took down 3 guys at once. Quite beautiful. Now we can kill this guy, and we will go into a, what is it called? Pillage mode, where he is not guaranteed his turn. So it's generally a good idea to leave the bigger enemies for last. Just axe this guy. What difficulty do we? I hope it's on. Making sure. I did run through half my first playthrough on easy because I was just kind of like watching Netflix, chilling back. But I didn't give this game the appreciation it deserves at times, so now I'm streaming it, trying to pay more attention to the story. Because I feel like it was really good just half paying attention. Imagine the quality went fully into it. Eric says, "There they are, gods be damned. I've got to go wash off this blood." Eric is looking out the hall's window onto the bay. Fleet of longships approaching with sails of bold reds and blues. One banner I know well, Wagner. Next for kingship of Varl, as we speak. The other flag looks important. Yeah, important guest. See what I deal with all day long? Ah, things make a little more sense. Hope I'd have a stake in saying everything's fine here, and the royal guest arrived. Not me, the governor. Now I have to make sure there's no rotting bodies or pools of entrails still in the Great Hall. Can I ask for one more favor? What is it? If you happen to stall our guest down on the docks, I wouldn't object. Maybe I will. Eric and Valgard hustle from the mead house. To his credit, Eric tosses the barkeep bar of silver for them. Give an apologetic shrug, okay, and go to the greet new rivals down the docks. So a fleet of boats show up with some Varl and some men. What could this be? Wagner. A familiar Varl steps onto the docks. In your mind, you recall a much younger version trampling the halls of Rofheim, abundant in purpose. God, Zubin, you're looking ancient. Comes with being old. There's Wagner, there must be Hakan. Must be us there? Killing the dialogue here. Still bleeding tributes from the poor and stupid old ox? At what age do you lose a sense of shame? Jordaner mans it. Take that over lingering to death in Grofheim. Speaking of, I had no sense that you were so far from home. Just returned from Arberang. Glad for it. Hakan motions to the other ships in the bay, sails still fluttering. Golden wolf head and blazoned on red. King of men or someone. King's whelp? The king's son, Ludin. Don't you know Skrinevir? Oh, that is a... We visit his capital, he visits ours. How you make an alliance these days. It's a miserable waste of time. Yes, Hakan. I'd almost forgotten. It's a good thing you're around. Hakan. And you're going to Grofheim? I have the distinct feeling I've finished my business in Strand, and was heading there myself. We should caravan. We should. Give it a day. In better circumstances, I'd drink a week away, but, just be done. Find me tomorrow at the gates. What he's trying to say is the prince is a delight to behold. Where is Morg? Have him find a place to put up the warriors. I'm heading up. Governor. A host of giants departs in his wake. Recognize a few. Others are strangers to you. Guess I'm off to find Morg. See you in the morning, Skriniver. I'll be along. The young prince of men ambles from his ship. He brushes off his tunic, scanning the beach with low eyelids. Ludin looks for all the world the short of a boy who grew up pulling the legs from spiders. The long road back to Grofheim should be more interesting than most years. Right, so we're partnering up with the king as caravan capital, deliver our taxes. Weariness suddenly settles in, and you chuckle to yourself about that. What an odd day it has been. One of the governor's men at the Great Hall could find you a place to sleep. On the other hand, if you're going to join Wagner's caravan tomorrow, it might not hurt to share a drink with Hakan, or introduce yourself to the prince. They spoke so highly of. Talk to both. Talk to one. Which one do I want to talk to? That's a big question. I hope I can talk to both. Talk to the prince. You seem to know the other guy. Good to make first introductions before. Get closer to more friends? That could be wrong. Is this the right place? You find the prince at the inn. Guards blanket the building, including a sharp-eyed Varl, who must be working for Ludin. A woman in red eventually waves you over and stands nearby, arms crossed. Greetings, Prince Ludin. Yes, you're with Wagner. I don't remember you. Not exactly. I've known Wagner a long time. I'll be joining you back to Grofheim with my guard. Ludin looks up for the first time. Woman doesn't react. Why? I work for the king, carrying ties to the capital we crossed by chance. Oh, a tax collector. Fine company. Very obviously sarcastic. This guy is like a douchey prince. What do you want? I have a habit of recording history. I thought we might talk about your visit. Let's do that. Varl Historian. Aha! Don't you know already? Your king and mine both have been practically trumpeting it throughout the cities. Been on the road a while, I'm afraid. Ludin takes a deep sigh, whether tired or ungracious. You aren't certain. Both. Formality, mostly. Wagner came to our capital in Arberang. Now we go to the Varl's capital in Grofheim. Cement this grand alliance for a next age of men. Sounding convinced. There's no need for it. It's damn cold up here. Get the sense he's struggling not to complain outright. You take the opportunity to excuse yourself. So, yeah, you can see how he is, person. Oh, we can speak to both. Okay, well, we'll speak to both. Squinavir. You find Hakan in a mead house, surrounded by other Varl. Strand is no stranger to Varl, but rarely sees this many. Hakan waves you over. Just imagine, like, having to scrounge up giant-sized mugs for... Went straight for a flagon? Wagner's the one who agreed to pass up a drink. I wasn't invited to the governor's hall anyway. You already missed the massacre. Every year I make the rounds collecting taxes. Every year it's a human settlement that gives me trouble. No surprises, what this time? When I got here, the Great Hall was already full of bodies. We added a few more. Humans. I guess if I only lived as long as Yoxfart, I might be desperate to make something of myself too. It's not too late to start trying, Hakan. So I'm not sure if these guys are immortal from aging, but I know they can get very, very old. This guy here. Hakan lets slip a low chuckle. Any Varl could recount his deeds, known as he is for cutting a swath through a dredge at Wagner's side. The second war regularly since then. Down here, I'm a glorified bodyguard. You might have a point. It's another reason to get back to Grofheim. Soon enough, I imagine. Drink until the mead house becomes overbearing. Step back into the cool air outside. Alright, I guess we can go to bed now in the Great Hall. At dawn, you're awoken by a delivery of goods. At least you think it's dawn. Damn hard to tell, with the sun that never moved. The governor's crest adorns the supply ladder. All there, just as promised, to your mild surprise. You wonder, if Eric had anything to do with that. Look at that, there's people walking here. Your guards take the treasure wagon down to the gates. Wagner is already here. A while later, Ludin and his men appear, groggy and Eveled. Margar steps forward. Ognir's quartermaster. You recall correctly, in charge of his unwieldy entourage of warriors. You know him only in passing. He asks if you are ready to depart. We're ready. Father Morgar join the others. Usually the smaller doors set into the gates would be enough to leave the city, but the town guards have been told to push them open entirely. They mutter things under their breath that are best not heard. Perhaps the governor expected you to draw a crowd, but there's nothing of that sort. It's frustrated, tired people. It summarizes Strand well as a whole, you think. Right, so now we're traveling. So this game is called the Banner Saga, and as you can see, we have a nice banner. I guess I have a lot of renown. As we leave Strand with 67 days worth of supplies, we're in good spirits going home. Great morale. Crossing a bridge. Watching the seagulls fly into a mountain. The caravan stopped for the day. A gift, says Morgan. Cranking open mead casts from our gracious friend, the governor of Strand. Hours pass with coos laughter as the mead is passed throughout the camp. Toast to Vognir. Raise your drink, toasting the alliance between man and Varl. The others join in. Ludin's expression is like a stone wall. The others laugh at your exaggerations. Eventually, you sit down beside Vognir, chat with him. Thanks for the speech, slurs Vognir. Trying to get on good relations with this guy. Looks like you didn't have to miss out after all. Thanks to Mugger. Oh, shit. Oh, skip that. Did he give you a history of his entire family? He tried, then he asked me to clean up his mess. For your benefit, turns out. I'd have given the job to you, gods. There's no joy in politics. Speaking of, what happens after this business with Ludin? Hopefully the boy goes back to Aberrang on his own, and I can take out some frustration on Dredge or something. Starting to sound like Hakan. You don't like the life of a diplomat? Haha. Don't you miss the fight, Ubin? You down your mead instead of replying. Vognir slouches and shakes his head. There's no great joy in killing Dredge. But this pretty sure this nonsense is some scheme between the two kings to form a kind of lineage. Used to be. Warriors would follow you for what you'd done. Isn't that why they follow you now? Is it? Or is it because I'm the next in line? Lines are getting muddy, old Varl. I've always been muddy, Vognir. Vognir stares into the campfire, lost in thought. You leave him to it. You rise groggily, the campsite, casualty of merriment. Mugger is already kicking warriors awake when you spot Ludin stalking your direction. Sidesteps the bodies. Better wake up. Nudge Vognir. Needed. What does Ludin want now? Ah, it's Ludin. Always a pleasure. You look well rested. Vognir releases a caged yawn and receives a hard-eyed stare in return. Along to Grofheim. Ah, we're only 2 days out of Strand, you know. Come, I'll show you a map. Map of the world. You can explore it by dragging the mouse to pan, yada yada. So this is the world of Banner Saga. There's a lot of lore here. I'm not going to read it all. You can probably look it all up. Give you an overview. We should probably go through some of the kingdoms, but it's a... so we'll go through where we're in right now. There is Haran. The long snowfields, tall mountains, and sparse woods of Haran used to be a gathering place of dredge during the Second Great War. As Varl pushed them even farther northward, they took the land and settled it themselves, preferring the cold expanse over the warm, busier lands of men to the south. Now the territory is almost entirely Varl. Alright, so this is giant country. There's Grofheim, the last home of the Varl, seat of their power, so this is the capital. This is where we're trying to go. Ennefer, second Varl king. Varl have moved around a lot. Most consider Grofheim their capital. Deeds of the Varl are honored here, and all warriors of worth are buried at the foot of the two spears. They said to become part of the Varl's march itself. And eventually we're going to get over here. I don't know if we're ever going to go there. But, yeah. So this is some lore on the world. You can always look it up yourself. As we travel through it, I'll try and get the general area. All the stuff super. Just ignore it for now. And if it ever comes up later. We headed... Excuse me. We head north, then east, past the forts. Rothheim's far from Strand. Going to be a long march. Should have drank last night, Ludin. Why not take the ships to Skymiristed? Oh, it's Skyrimisted. The Elder Scrolls fan. What's the point of marching? The Silverstone Bay is called that for... It stays covered in ice all year. Tear up the longship. Too bad, though. Could have shown you all the wonders of Skyrimstead. A half-sunken city crawling with dredge, Prince. Dredge and glaciers. You like glaciers? Ludin exhales through his nose. Poor disguise for his contempt, he turns and bats aside the tent flaps as he goes, barking at his company in the distance. Don't poke the anthill, Wagner. He seems no happier to be here than you. Spend a few more days with that boy, friend. You'll be looking for a tall cliff to hop off of. Ludin's got a shorter wick than... Thanks, Wagner. Let's get moving. Half day to murder Ed L, if we're lucky. Excuse me if I butcher name. Yeah, so this is camp. Pass time by resting. It helps our morale. Training tent. I don't really like the training. If we fail in battle, we always just deal with that. We're not playing super hard. So we can promote some people. Like this guy. So he's got abilities, of course. He's got Tempest. And he's got his passive. So, his character hits so hard. When any enemies standing adjacent to his target strength take 1 damage. So, people next to the target he's hitting take... Yep, so hitting larger targets is always a good idea. Especially people standing next to him. And his Tempest we've seen, so self-explanatory. We're going to promote him. If he gets higher stats, increase your rank item. Plus 5 renown. So there's points here. And there's these different things. This is like willpower, this is strength, armor. Not sure what this is actually, I never figured that out. We'll put one in. I still don't know what this is. I think maybe it has to do with this willpower. I think it's how much you can use per thing. Don't really... We're going to go for more strength. This guy is just a full-on bruiser. No one else gets an upgrade. Alright. That's the banner I've chosen right. Weird red hand. Kind of cool. We have great morale, so we're not going to bother resting any. Just had a nice night of drinking. Now we have good morale, but that's
Even
fine.
the name means bad weather, where frozen wind sweeps in from the bay. They tend livestock, but most are just men driven from Strand with nowhere else to go. Why else would anyone stay? We won't stop long.
Alright. So we're in a small farming village. Nothing to really over too hard. By Hadbrog. That's a lot of Varl for some missing cattle. What? A couple days back, sent word to Strand about the cattle. Didn't expect an army. He looks pleased with himself, until it sinks in that you aren't here on his behalf. Where have your cattle gone? Wouldn't know. My boy's seen men up the hills carrying them away. Don't know many men who can hoist a whole cow by himself. Scofflings out here, maybe? Could they have been Varl working with them? Not from what the governor told me. I'm going to take a look around and get the camp set up. The peasant spits, his eyes anxiously darting about the caravan as the caravan sets up tent. We'll be here no more than a day. There's silver for any food you've got. For hundreds of Varl, are you serious? Whatever you're willing to sell. You thinking of squatting? Not enough room for a couple of hunters? Here, forget hundreds. Shut up. Hear that? Where's Luden? It's a faint sound, like fighting, and something else. Khan takes off at a run. So, here we go. It is our first introduction to what I believe is the main enemy of the game. The Dredge. Which Luden has foolishly ran up to. It's gonna make us just feebly stab him, proving to us that we need to attack armor. As Luden falls, don't worry, he's not dead, he's just injured. Ooh, there's a dead Varl too. Unfortunate. So we could go up here and hurt that guy, but I think this guy want to hurt his armor right now. Got Sundering Impact. We'll do this though. I think we can get done with this right now. We'll tear down his armor with some of his willpower, making him a little weaker. Now what we're gonna do is go here and try and kill his strength so that he can't hurt us too bad. There we go. So that hurt less than what it would have. Luckily, we did. We're gonna use some willpower here to go up to this dredge and hit him. Do we want to bring the pain? Bring the pain. Kill some of that armor. So as we can see, our friend over here is getting hit pretty hard. We're gonna want to help him out soon, but we're gonna weaken this guy again so that when it's his turn, he can't. Looks like he's gonna get to attack, so our Tempest ability isn't gonna do that well, unfortunately, but we're gonna do it anyway. Because we can hit all of these guys. So see, that was kind of shitty because it only did like 1 damage to them all. We may be looking at an injury here, considering how hurt he is. We cannot bring this guy down yet. Bring the pain. Not seeing a better alternative. Friend gets mercilessly slaughtered here. Take this guy out. The friend is knocked and injured. It's bad, but hey. Injuries happen. Not too good. Try and bring this guy down. Hurt him a little bit. As they do 1 damage to Hakan. We'll return the favor, maybe? No, we'll go kill his friend, because that'll put us into village mode. Got promoted with Hakan. Now this guy doesn't get a turn every time we make... Only gets a turn when it is actually... This guy for 5 damage. He's gonna be really weak here. His attack's only gonna do about 1 damage, because we both have our armor. As we knock that last dredge down, we claim victory. As our renown grows, Khan is promoted, but we have to actually pay for that. Gnolf injured. People don't die unless it's through your decisions, unless maybe you're on hard mode, I'm not sure. Trying to get yourself killed, Luden. What are you doing? I was trying to get a shot in between the plates. The king, or the prince, sorry, awkwardly tells us what he... You never seen a dredge before, boy. What kind of idiot? Break their armor first. Where did they come from? We didn't even see them. Just there. Khan goes to where Vognir lies face down. Future king of the Varl lies motionless, aside from sprawling pool. Vognir's dead. Yep, the king, or the future king, the prince, I guess, is dead. The guy we just had drinks with the other night. That makes Khan, the black-haired Varl, the new prince, technically, in terms of Varl. Ex-king, the current king dies. Where did that thing come from? Shh, stay close. Think it just saw us. Alright. So here we have a dredge that we have to fight with 2 humans. Not the most optimal battle here. The only way we can hit him is if we go that close. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to sit here. Can't hit him with that special ability. So we'll let our daughter hurt him with Thread the Needle first. Because it will target his health and armor. It's a good mixture. Unfortunately, that means the dredge is right here. Gotta check what this Make Prey does. Causes 1 break damage. Doesn't seem that good. Oh, all allies attack the marked target? That sounds actually pretty good. Unfortunately, that didn't work. I thought that was supposed to do that. Oh well, maybe did it wrong. But now I have her back away. She does not need to be that close. Do another Thread the Needle. Take out another HP from it. He'll go after our armor, of course, but now that'll make us enough to get him down to 1 HP. Which is nice. Then we can take him out with our daughter. Pew! Right in the chest. Gain only 3 renowned. Wasn't that impressive of Letta. Is that a dredge? Let looks calm, but you can tell her heart is about to beat right out of her chest. It was. Let me see. Are you hurt? No, I'll be fine. When the dredge attacked your cart and the yaks bolted, it spilled most of your supplies. You see more dark figures moving through the trees when you glance in that direction. All of that food. The last we're going to get before winter. What do we do? Don't run, let me think. Hurry and gather them before the dredge appears. See them in the trees. Are you sure about this? No, we have to try. Be quick. I'm gonna grab some supplies, briskly. Alette calms the yaks, while you frantically toss supplies back into the cart. More dredge emerge, but you manage to cart moving. Where they in. The colossal figures slowly recede into the distance. Yeah, supplies basically are food, yeah. They help you out traveling. If you don't have them, people will start to die. Not good. Let's see how many days of supplies you have left on the travel display at the top of your screen. Most towns will have supplies to sell, as well as a few items. So already, even though it's just 2 of us, our morale's pretty bad. Not surprising. After all, we did just get attacked by a giant, black-armored giant? Peacefully go into our village after being... It seemed to be chased by,
I never expected to see the dredge with my own eyes. What happened in the north? Already we see more between the trees as we approach our home, and Alette grips my hand tight. We must find Ivor.
Alright, we gotta find our friend Ivor. peacefully go into the village after seeing like these giant monsters come toward. Ivar. The enormous Varl in question towers over the men in the training field. He squints as you approach. Already back, Huntmaster? Thought you'd be tomorrow. Dredge everywhere. Dredge. How did they get through? Greyhorn? Must have broken through the fort. The fighters nearby have stopped sparring. They gather around you. Damn it, they'll be here soon. They're not already. Hear screams from the outskirts. People are running towards the Great Hall. I've returned to one of the older boys in this group of fighters. Eagle, take Colette to the Great Hall. Tell the chieftain what's happened. The rest of you, gather up as many as you can. Come on, Alette. No, wait. I want to help. Go with Eagle, Alette. That looks like she might protest, but scowls and runs off to safety. Gods, Rook, don't start telling them I know what I'm doing. I know it's a stretch, but they bought it. It's the plan. Just hold off any dredge we see until everyone's safe. It's inside. Then we figure it out. More shouts draw your attention. Some houses atop a nearby hill. So, me and Ivar are going to take on some dredge. So you can see they are starting to round the settlement. Sure enough, dredge are gathering in number. Fear threatens to bubble over. Panic. How long do we need to keep this up, you ask? Ivar shakes his head unknowing. It's a bad sign. Turn order. Turn order. So, we'll want him to go first. Put this on him. Gives us a little stat boost, plus arm, plus strength, plus... Ivar is pretty strong already. Rook. After all, giant. There's only 2 of us here, so this can be a hard fight. We have decided not to involve the children, which is the option there. Could have made this fight easier, but yet, children would be at risk. You guys are pretty strong. We're gonna weaken this guy. Hopefully he doesn't go first. We're gonna try to get a first kill here. See how it goes. Gotta be smart about that. Not gonna get the kill, unfortunately, but he's hurt. He won't do any damage, really, so like 1. And as do we go after him? I don't think he's worth it. Does so little damage. Go after this guy's arm. As Ivar tanks the front lines here. He will again go after this guy. Different guy to kind of slow down the damage we're gonna take. Do I want to kill his armor again? These guys do like almost no damage. We'll kill this guy. Get him out of the way. He's gonna go attack our friend here. No, he's just gonna push him away and break our armor pretty bad. That means we're probably not gonna want to engage too hard anymore. Considering. We could battering ram him away. I think breaking his armor is the much more useful decision here. Our armor's gonna be knocked out a little bit. I think I'm gonna take this opportunity to kill this guy. Trying to end their numbers once again. This guy is like a non-factor so far. Is nice. Crack through his armor again, because he is super well armored here. Don't want to deal with that, and he is gonna hurt our huntsman friend over here to where he's gonna be almost in it. Just gonna make prey him. See, that was pretty effective because it got his strength down. Now Ivar might take a little more damage from this guy. Wasn't that bad. Our armor soaked up most of it. Ivar have enough willpower? Nope. We're gonna blow the horn twice for Ivar, which is gonna give him willpower, but he can only use 1, which I did not realize. Still, it'll bring this guy down to 1. It's pretty good. He won't do a lot of damage because his strength is so low. Slice him through the gut. Now we can pillage this weaker one. I don't think either of us will get injured here, which is also a great thing. Both bully this guy right here. Yes, we have successfully defeated the dredge here. No injuries as we bring down the last nasty bastard. Right. Town grows. So Rook, our huntsman, got a promotion. Always cool. Got some renowned difficulty. Combat can be giving. Yada yada. Don't hesitate to change difficulty. Can't promise I won't change the difficulty, but we'll see. Definitely to an E. See how normal goes. Black horde is forming in the trees. Enough of this, says Ivar, glancing over. Going back, then adds, Book. Doing one more check of the houses around, see if you can find anyone. Got it. You're lucky to escape the notice of more dredge on the way back. You can see them rummaging through homes, tearing buildings apart. If you're not going to look for more survivors, you make a note to do it quickly. Market room. Oh, we're gonna buy ourselves some supplies. Let's talk to Ivar. You find anyone? A few. Set them inside. Gods, this is bad. I'm out of practice, Rook. Look, as long as I've known you, you've always worried. Wormed your way out of talking about dredge. This would be the time to start talking. I tell you, they rarely stop for rest. The sooner we leave, the better. They'll follow us until we're tripping over their tired women and children, then they'll attack. Even after we've wiped out, they'll keep coming, trampling corpses in their wake. There's no end to them. How did anyone survive the Great Wars? Ask the Menders, I wasn't there. But I know you've fought your fair share. Yeah, I've killed enough slag for one like you. That's why you're going to save us now. Don't lay that on me. Come on, let's get inside. My voice. Oh. Rook, thank the gods you made it. Great Hall is utter din, filled as it is with dozens of terrified families. Don't stop worrying yet. Haven't. What in the depths is going on? Dredge milling around, ransacking houses? Chieftain wife finds you, pushing through the crowd. They must know we're here. Why haven't they attacked? Don't know. I wouldn't expect it to last. I made some decisions, but tell me straight. What would you do if you were in my place? I'd have left by now. They're already outside the doors. Not so easily done, Rook. Trust Ivar on this. The chieftain's sighs, heavy and deep pumping. Looks years older. Imagine us fighting back and saving the town. Nonsense. Ivar's right, of course. Can't just wait to be slaughtered. Where do we go? Dredge are coming down from the north. Frostville. The west. It's close. It has walls. I intend to be free of Skorg. In one push. Nobody left behind. I wouldn't. If they followed us, we're done. You suggest. Let me create a distraction. Then go. I'll catch up on the road to Frostville. Ivar is right, I'll help the distraction. The chieftain thinks for a long moment. Didn't ask for advice just to ignore it. Promise you're not throwing away your lives on this. That wasn't part of my plan. Ivar? Nope. I'm coming with you. It catches you by surprise. The chieftain rubs his chin, but doesn't argue. From the training she's given Alette, there's no doubt she can handle it. Fine, I'll get the townspeople ready. Make your move, Ivar. We'll leave when you're clear. Awesome. I want Gil with us, says Ivar. Something happens to us. I need him to tell the chieftain. Ivar goes off to find him. Let finds you. I know you're doing. Please let me come. Don't leave me. I'll be good. Not this time. It's too dangerous. Don't leave me alone, she says. Tears in her eye. It's difficult, but you drag yourself to the door of the Great Hall. Resolute, you're making the best decision for her. You step into the town country yard, where you can see an already dredge in the direction. Ivar starts banging his shield, swearing at them. Be Kill a few, he shouts, and the rest will follow. You steal yourself a tough. Wait, does this kid die? I can't remember. God, I can't remember if this is what killed him on the last playthrough. I'm trying to think. Hopefully not. I don't want this kid to die again. Let's focus on killing this guy first. Focus on this guy later. And these two should be easier. I can already hit him from here, so we'll take that opportunity. Shoot him with an arrow. Could have broken some armor, but I'm concerned about that at the moment. We take some armor hits. Actually, did we? Didn't even look like we did. Maybe that was a glitch. Definitely try and take this guy out. He's almost irrelevant for damage. Not too scary. Oh yeah, we'll finish him off, maybe? Finish him off. Probably a good idea to kill these two first, then get into free action for that guy. I think is the best decision here. So that guy got like kind of a backbite done to him. So she has rain of arrows. Honestly, not that good. We'll just take out some of this guy's armor so someone else can do more damage. I find the bow people are better for doing it. Try and do a lot of damage to this guy. Our next attack should take him out as he goes after, looks like, Rook. Stab him through the chest, putting us into pillage pretty early. Stonewall here. Chill out. No need to get feisty with this guy. Send some arrows into him. I'm gonna try and get Ivar in the front. Shoot. Hella arrows in it. Ivar up here. Give him back some willpower. Killing those enemies. Oh geez, that's a lot of damage. Okay, that hurts. Don't worry. Ivar and this guy should be able to take him out rather nicely. Hopefully we all get to go, so Rook can move back. I actually should have make prayed him, possibly. A better idea. Let's see, oh, he got deflected. That's what happens if their armor is too high. Attacking the kid, not a big deal. Kid will actually. Here we go. So we take them all down. Was laying dead in my path. Ivar gets promoted. Egil gets promoted. You have no problem getting the dredge to follow. Things begin to look dicey, but you're eventually able to lose them in the thick woods, where they have difficulty keeping up. You climb an overlook and wait for the caravan to appear. An hour later, Odleif is the first to spot them. There, she points at the road. You rejoin them. You tell there's trouble. Some people are wounded, others missing. Lut rushes to you, throwing her arms around your waist. You smile and hug her tightly. Dad, please don't do that again, she says. Brave girl. This one adds one of the women from Skrog. Chieftain would have died without her. She points at the back of the caravan. Find Odleif beside her husband, who is laid out in a cart. Old fool, she says, got himself a prize for trying to fight back. It shows you his deep gut wound. He's alive. Nothing for it. To get Frostville. Continue in silence at Let's hand. It's 30 renown. Went decently better than last time. Last time the chieftain, I believe, died, and the kid also died. The blonde-haired guy. Pausing to catch your breath, you glance backward to see the caravan stretched out past the point of safety. Spaced out so far, you're unable to see those bringing up rear. Got to pull them together, says Ivar. It'd be dangerous to stop until it's the Godstone. That should just ahead. Rally the caravan with a speech. Make your way through the rear. Hoist a small child onto your shoulders. Fight for every step. Remember those who didn't make it and push onwards. The clansmen see your effort and follow suit, pushing themselves harder. We give an awesome speech, bringing the clansmen to rally around us. Travel. It says we have 0 Varl, but yet we have 1. So I guess this number is like irrelevant. Faceless people? Or not irrelevant, I hate to say that. Just faceless people. A crowd. The game is to try and get as many of your people with you as possible to wherever you go. Far enough for today, I think. After a day of misery, men and women drop their meager possessions beneath the godstone of Erdevar words. What are you doing? We just left our homes because suddenly there were dredge. Chieftain did what I suggested, and look what he got for it. With those people. Somebody has to hold them together. It's you, Rook. You're the dredge killer, right? Yeah, a Varl. They want to listen to someone who looks like them. But Ulif, let her, if it's easier for you. But run into more dredge. I mean, when? Be honest with you. These men can't take on dredge by themselves. I expect we'll lose 2 for every slag we lose. So we run? Only if you want to lose women and children. You're going to have to fight. There are going to be deaths. Gods be damned. Why is this happening? Think of how I feel. I'm struck nursing a bunch of weaklings. Do care, I can tell. Phew. Men are a plague on the world. Worse than any dredge, as far as I can. Chats like this are why we get along so well. They have an interesting dynamic. Ivor is kind of mysterious in his background and kind of snide, better word. Sleep poorly. The sun forever struck to an eternally bright sky. Before the others rise, you find yourself staring over a long, low hills covered. Inspect the stone. Weathered stone doesn't see many visitors. Not much reason to travel so far east. Hunters come through, they sometimes stop to give offerings out of habit more than anything else now. Gods are dead. Ivar was the god of hunters and wild beasts, occasionally seen roaming the land as both man and wolf. He is always depicted in effigy with his terrible spear. You wonder what he'd think about woods being full of dredge now. A young girl from the caravan approaches you. Made this for you, she says, handing a crude necklace carved from a branch she must have found nearby. Thank you for saving my mama. Thanks running back to it. Back at your tent, you rouse Alette. Clings to your arm until she completely... Bad dreams, eventually the camp is broken down. It's time to move up. Frostwood. Feels an end more than a start. We're probably going to go for one more fight and then end the stream, and then we'll pick up with this later. I do plan to do the entire trilogy. I have to do it in settings, though, otherwise my voice gets destroyed. And I mess up dialogue. Caravan halts when a group of men appear on the trail, weapons at their feet. You've seen the dredge in your wake, says. We don't wish to meet them alone. If you'll let us join, we'll show you a watering hole with enough animals to fill the supply wagons. What are you doing out here alone? Allow them to... There's no trouble to come along. Men cautiously join your ranks and prove trustworthy. The hidden watering hole nearby is teamed with animals, and soon your supplies are neatly stocked. We got some fighters, some supplies, and some renown. Choices in this game can either be good or bad. You have to be very cautious. During a rest, one of the men you get too drunk and ends up splashing mead in a warrior's face. Brawl erupts. Many throw fist and broken bone later. The instigator, Rafast, crazy name, is tossed in the ground at your feet. Angrily, clansmen look for satisfaction. Personal defense is a little more than drool. We're going to tie him up until he's sober. You grab a rope from the supplies and make a short work of the thought. A few onlookers throw scraps at him, but most just walk away, laugh. At least content some measure has been taken. Alright, so we managed to keep our people passive towards that, rather than angry or happy. Caravan is visibly relieved. Find a small village on the way to Frostwither. Beds and fresh supplies. The locals are shocked. News you bring discussed among themselves. Set up nearby. Some. Alright, so we're in a small village. We're gonna talk to the kid. I did not get this conversation last time because he was dead. How's the arm, Igil? Find Igil outside the camp, practicing his sword swings. I saw you taking some hard hits out there. Oh yeah, I'm great. Not great, considering everything's... I'm fine. My arm's fine. It's a strong shield. This guy's kinda awkward. It's Rook, right? I know we haven't talked much for now. But if you want, just call me Gil. Okay, Gil. I want to let you know what I meant when I said before about making sure nothing happens to Alette. Ivor thinks you're pretty good. Did he say that? That's good, I'm trying. Never had to fight anything like a dredge before, but I don't have much else to do. How many people get to train with Varl? Seems like it could help someone. That's what I want to be. Never seen a shield like that before. Yeah, I doubt there's many. My father made it. It's solid metal, really heavy. I've been practicing with it since I was a kid. I used to spend a lot of time just getting used to lifting it. He raises it up to show you. Pretty good with it now. It's the only thing of my father's I have left. Then when my mother died, she gave it to me before she died. You're protective of Alette, huh? Well, she's... awkward. I don't want her to get hurt. See his cheeks burn bright red. I feel like I'm... I don't know if I... See his cheeks turn bright red. Better, at least. Don't worry, she can take care of herself. I know I didn't mean easy, Gil. I know what you meant. Think about what to say. Heading back to camp, stay strong. I will. Oh, and if you need something, let me know. I can do anything you need. Between you and Ivar, we're going to be okay. Ah. Cool kid. Kinda sucks he died last time I played this. I'm gonna spend all that on food that we have. Then we're gonna promote some people. Because that sounds... Promote Rook over here. Firm. Oh, we're gonna give him some of that. Oh, that fake. Promote Ivar. Promotion. Give him some more armor so he's more defensible. Give him another one of those so we get willpower out of him. Promote this guy. This guy is a tank, I believe, so as such. Tanky tank McGee. Yeah, so standing next to other people gives him more. So if you get a bunch of raiders standing next to each other, shield wall, it'll be... I want to give this to the kid. Dodge. He probably needs it more since he probably has less health. So we'll rest up. Giving a day of supplies away, and morale won't change, but we'll head out. Maybe some of the villagers will join us. No? You're only okay, yeah, they will. When two men in the red approach, my name is Hogan. This one gesturing to the other, my brother is Mogun. Many from the village wish to join you in Frostvalor. Third man, excluding rage, charges up to the group. Shut your mouth, Hogan. What's going on? These bastards don't speak for us. They're trying to divide the village since you got here. True, you keep whoever wants to stay and die. The rest of us will go with reasonable people of Skrug. I'll have you both gutted before I let half the village desert. Behind the angry villager, a mob of armed thugs have appeared, all furrowed brows and nervous stare. We both know what will happen to the rest of us if the fields are abandoned. Nobody leave. Won't be anything to tend to once the dredge arrive. Dredge my ass. Don't know what the scam is this time, Hope. Got two choices. Get back to work, or I'm finally putting you around. Mogan, what do you say? Thought it was unfair that he only asked me. Mogan draws his axe slowly, followed by Hogan. Despite their confidence, the brothers look significantly out. I think I make a poor farmer. Won't kill men for defending their homes. Ivor, let's make this a fair fight. I mean, we know this. The thing is, we know the Dredge are coming. These guys will be dead anyway, in my perspective. Help out here. Twins. Hopefully get ourselves some more fighters and villagers. Sucks we have to kill these guys. They're dumb. So we'll automatically just form a shield wall here. Here's beautiful. He can move through allies. Bonus strength damage when stationary. We keep her stationary. Start off with a nice shot to the gut. Right between the eyes. Not right between the eyes, you'll be dead. You get the picture. Knock that guy down a notch as he comes up to us. Trying to break through our shield wall is going to be kind of tough. I flank this guy around for a sinister hit. Beautiful. We'll let her take out this guy. Shoots a bow right into him. It's unfortunate we have to kill these people, but I don't see any other resolution. Oh, that was a brutal attack. Can't hit him from here. It's fine though, we'll flank him. We don't want to get injured here. What does he have for a bit? Bloody flail. Okay, we'll do a series of strikes. Good on this guy since he's the most healthy. Took him down a notch. She attacks the brother. I would believe this guy also has that ability, right? Same character, basically. Except for the scar. He'll only take out the armor, which is, granted, decent, but probably not the best situation. This guy will do damage to our companion here. But taking out this guy might be a bit... And that was probably a bad idea, actually. She might get injured now. Actually, will probably get injured now. Unfortunate. Can I battering ram them both backwards? Oh, I just pushed. Oh, well, she didn't attack. Didn't get attacked. And take this guy out. Attack her, but he'll hit her armor rather than anything else. We'll move her back. Trying to help slay this guy, but not killing him. Ooh, he's bringing down one of the brothers. He'll get injured. Fortunate. Slice that guy open. 1 HP dude is not looking the best. Let's shoot that guy right in the shoulder blade. That guy will try and attack the giant Varl. I think he'd surrender in a situation like that, but hey. Maybe he was a berserker in a rage. Who knows? Alright, so that'll probably be where we wrap it. As long as it's saved, we'll have to check. Plot. End the stream for... It's a good hour-long episode. Brothers, thank you with wide grins. Soon many of the villagers have joined your caravan. You scanned around anxiously for Alette, who had gone missing while the fighting began. Eventually you find her, watching from afar. Hogan returns at the moment, introducing you to his son and wife. You soon set out. Got a bunch of clansmen and fighters from that. Some good shit. Make sure it saved. Yep, it did save. So I will catch you guys later. Hope you all have a great night, day, evening, whenever you are, or wherever you are.